Okay, it's time for a goldfish tank update. I've just recently rearranged the tank and I've put some more plants in. I've added the water wisteria that's there floating in the top. I'm waiting for it to sprout some roots so I can plant it. I've added the narrowleaf sagittaria over there and a couple new rocks. The fish are doing fine. The tank's doing great, everything's healthy, the plants are growing, the filters work fine. The only problem I've had is the algae had gotten a little out of hand because I was leaving the light on too long during the day. So now I'm cutting back the hours that I have the light on each day, or if it's bright enough outside, I don't turn the light on, I just let the tank get filtered light from the window. Now for the plants, I'm trying to do a planted goldfish tank, and a lot of people say you can't keep plants in a goldfish tank, the goldfish will just eat the plants. It's not true. You just have to choose the right plants that goldfish won't eat. So I've tried a few different plants that are supposed to be easy to grow, that don't need a lot of ferts or CO2, that are fine in a low-tech tank like this, where we just have a couple of fish. The experience has been kind of trial and error. I bought a bunch of plants for very cheap when the local Petco went out of business, and so it's just kind of grabbing whatever they had left. And I got some good ones there. I got the anubias there and the cryptocorn there, which are both doing fine. But I also got an Amazon sword and a melon sword, neither of which are doing that great. The Amazon sword is on a lot of people's lists for easy plants to grow, but it needs to have a lot of substrate to grow in, and preferably a dirted substrate, which I don't have. I'm just using gravel. Both the melon sword and the Amazon sword, I've had to take plant leaves off. I've had to trim them back because the plants were melting and the leaves were getting holes in them. And I even, I've tried root tabs. I think they just won't do great in a cold water tank, particularly if you don't have a dirted tank. So probably wouldn't do the Amazon sword again. It also likes to have warmer water than some of the other plants in there. On the other hand, the cryptocorn has been doing great. I actually had to split the plants up into smaller plants because they were growing so much they were shading themselves and stunting their own growth. So cryptocorn, great plant for goldfish tank. The goldfish don't touch them, they don't nibble on them. I just use a little bit of black slate around the bottom of the plant so that the goldfish won't uproot them when they're digging through the gravel. It discourages them from doing that. But absolutely recommend that plant for your planted goldfish tank if you're going to set one up. The anubias have also been doing pretty good. They've gotten a lot bigger since I originally got them. They don't really grow that much. I've only had a few new leaves over the past few months, but they're still alive. The plants do a very good job of keeping the water in the tank clean. As you can see, it's crystal clear. This is a 20-gallon long tank, so from end to end it's pretty long, and you can see right from one end to the other with perfect clarity. There is no carbon in the filters, and I'm only using 2 regular box filters. So the filtering capacity in this tank, through the actual filters is not that high. The plants are doing a lot of work. They're sucking up the nitrates and the ammonia and keeping the tank pretty clean. I actually found out that I probably didn't have enough plants in the tank to take care of the loads that were in the water. So I've added a few more. Water wisteria is supposed to be really good at soaking up ammonia. So I'm hoping to get that plant going, and then we're going to put it in the gravel once it sprouts some roots. Also added the narrowleaf sagittaria. Sagittaria is recommended in a lot of old books on goldfish keeping. It's a plant the goldfish won't bother. They can't really tear it apart or uproot it. And it's a very good oxygenator. If you have the light on for a few hours, you'll see the air bubbles coming out of the leaves. So I'm hoping that plant does well. It's only been in here for about a week, but it's been doing great so far. So I'll recommend that one too if you have a planted goldfish tank or you want to set up a planted tank. Do the Sagittaria, do the Cryptocorin. The Anubias will survive. They're not the prettiest plant, but if you just want something goldfish aren't going to tear apart, that's a good one in my experience, and it hasn't died yet, so another recommendation for that plant. The filters are a little dirty because I have been rearranging stuff and moving the plants around and planting new plants, so they sucked up all the dirt that got out of the tank, out of the substrate, and I'm going to be cleaning them up tomorrow. But everything seems to be working great. The levels are great. I don't have any nitrites. Nitrates are very low, below 20 ppm. The plants just suck it up, and you don't really need to have a huge filter or use carbon or zeolite or anything like that when you have plants in your goldfish aquarium. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll probably do another update in a few months. We'll see how this goes. I'm very interested in seeing how this low-tech tank setup works out in the long run. It's only been set up since about January, so it's only been up for a few months. It's starting to, it's aging, so hopefully it will be stable for the rest of the year for however long I keep it set up. Thanks for watching. I'll be doing another update probably in a few months if you want to check back and see how the planted tank is doing. I can't find a whole bunch of info about setting up a planted goldfish tank because most people say you can't keep plants in a goldfish tank. So hopefully, my experience here will help someone else learn and set up a better tank. I'm just trying things out, and hopefully it's helpful to people who want to do that. Thanks for watching.